So all is well in the world, and we all love Mondays, Jim, and it's all going pretty good. And overall, it was a pretty good performance by England in that first half,
yes,
wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I mean, if England win comfortably at the end, people will say, oh, Tunisia, you know, are not a great side and whatever. But nevertheless, they have to be beaten, they have to be dominated, and we have to establish form. And I think they've done that with that frightening moment at the start where they nearly went one behind. But apart from that, I should think Glenn Hoddle will be congratulating far more than he will be moaning at half-time.
We've seen it from the other lower ranked sides, as we said before, Alan, here, how difficult they can make it. So, I mean, to be 1-0 up at half-time is perfectly satisfactory. And
last 25 minutes, they could have had 3 or 4 goals. The philosophy has always been, if the opposition have got a weakness, hit them and hit them hard. Now, LY here, when he comes for crosses, at times he's not in the same country as the ball, I'm not kidding you. He's coming and missing by a mile, right? They've had 2 or 3 chances, but they haven't come to the main man. Shearer, for the first 45 minutes, he's been shown, hasn't been in a lot, but when you put the ball in the air, near his head, he won't let you down.
But to be fair to him, he's made a few 1 or 2 saves, the goalkeeper, too.
Yeah, well, he's good in his line.
Yeah.
He's good at reaction saves, but when it's in the air, you know, the crosses, when the crosses have come in, England always look liable to score.
What are your thoughts on England's performance in that half, David?
Good start.
Yeah.
The beginning is was a little bit quiet, you know.
Took time to get
into it. The weather
is
very warm down there in the south of France, so at the moment it's quite difficult to run without the ball. So I think a few chances, some chances, very good to score goals, and at the end, Shearer, like Batistuta and all the strikers, always there.
They're there at the right time, because we just said just before that he was, you know, he was there and trying hard, but you know, hadn't done very much, Shearer.
The great thing about Shearer is it doesn't matter how he's playing, he'll keep going for you. He'll keep going, and if you give him the service, he will not let you down. Time and time again, he does it. And this is the one. Great ball in, difficult to defend against. You know, he's strong, resilient. The keeper comes, misses by a mile, and it's in the back of the net, and it's simple.
And it's the sort of goal, really, that you see week by week in English football. I mean, we are traditionally strong in the air. Defenders make life difficult. They're far more difficult, actually, than
the way he shrugs off to the defender there is typical Shearer. If you watch him, it's a tussle, but he gets up.
So strong.
Well, that's it. That's his game. Strength.
And your goalkeeper was in no man's land. He was nowhere, but he was nowhere near the ball, nowhere on his line. I mean, you can't do anything worse than disappear.
There was that little worry right at the start, wasn't there? We were all going, oh no, what's going on here? Because you know, they had a chance right at the start, David.
Yes, very good everybody was surprised.
Suwaya, yeah, I mean,
3 minutes, 3 minutes, and the first strike from the Tunisian. Oh, thanks God.
It's a mistake by Adams, but good defending from Sol Campbell, who actually has been excellent in the first half. In defence and going forward. Very good.
We'll see an example of him going forward here, don't we?
Yeah, very impressed. And in this example,
he's part of
he wins the ball and brings it forward, and he's got pace and strength, but he plays a good pass into Scholes as well. I mean, that's terrific stuff. And Scholes just spins in it. You know, and he's crowded out.
Typical Sol Campbell run. Yeah.
Good player, eh?
Very good player.
Good for you with Tottenham. And
every game he got one or two runs like that. Every game.
Towards the end of the season, he was just a little nervous because of the position you were in. I wondered whether he would recapture the confidence with England, and it looks as if Hoddle has re-established that confidence, you know, to be a winner.
I think it's another example of the manager showing faith in players that have done well for him. Because as Jimmy said, at the end of the season, Sol was struggling a bit, but he's always played half decent for England. Hoddle's got tremendous faith in him. Right, play him.
England managers have faith in Anderton too, don't they? I mean, he'd hardly played before Euro 96, came into the England team and did well. Same again this season, and he's done pretty well today.
I think he's been excellent.
Yeah.
Not ideal preparation, as you say, but he's gone in there and you know, he's got up and down. He's been good in the ball.
Yeah.
And it's imperative that when he gets the ball wide, that he crosses it. I mean, we've seen some on the other side from Lasso, good balls into the box. They can score more goals. I think the rhetoric in the dressing room at the minute will be hit them and hit them hard because they've got weaknesses.
You were saying earlier that Anderton, although he hasn't played much for Spurs this season, does impress you in training. Why is it? But he's particularly skillful, isn't he?
He's very skillful. I was impressed because at the beginning of the season,
didn't know who he was.
Yeah, I knew him. I knew him, but I saw him on the pitch 6 months later. Yeah. So I was quite impressed by his quality. His passing game is very sharp, very.
It's cute.
Yeah,
Smart.
it's very good, and I'm very happy to see him.
Well, as we make notes as we go along through the half for things we might talk about, I mean, the name of Scholes is on my sheet of paper quite a lot here. I mean, he had a good half, didn't he? And a lot of good moves.
Yes, he did. And, you know, no discredit to him that he missed a couple of chances because he was in the position.
Though, Jim, wasn't he?
Exactly, Des. He was in the position to do it. And, you know, he will blame himself afterwards, but hopefully it will have done no damage to England's long-term chances. There he is in that position.
He did the right thing, Jim, didn't he? Head it
Desperate to
down.
head it down. If you now hold on a minute, Alan. Just let me finish. If you're in there, you've never been in that position.
Never ever.
If you're in that position and your manager says in that, head it down to the goalkeeper's
He's headed
feet.
straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but
if that is Alan Shearer, it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a mishead, but his intention to keep the ball low, I think, was right.
It was the best chance of the match, apart from the goal.
You probably would have scored it because you were
You're
just a bit
right, I
lower.
wouldn't have been in there, but I'm telling you this much. If Alan Shearer, would he have scored that?
Yes, but you have to forgive Alan, because if Paul score in the second half, you will say, oh, well done. So I think he's, you know.
Paul
You
Scholes,
see, it's all right for
it's the
defenders.
best part of Paul Scholes' game.
The finishing. He's a good finisher,
He's
isn't he?
terrific, right?
Yeah.
And he will look at that and say that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, but his overall performance, it seemed to me, in that first half was excellent. I mean, he was covering
Yes,
every
indeed.
inch of the
Yes,
of the
indeed.
park.
What will Glenn be saying to him? Look, don't worry about it, lad. Forget it. You know, you were great being in there. Just forget about it. Next time you'll go there and hold it out. So take credit for what you've done. Don't blame him like you're doing because the ball didn't go in the back
Yes,
of the
but
net.
it's
I'm not
very
blaming him for
difficult.
anything. I'm just saying it was a good chance that he should have scored.
Yeah, agreed.
Look, go on, have a row. We don't care. The people at home
Agreed.
love a row.
He should have scored, but I forgive him for missing.
All right. Now, Sheringham was picked ahead of Owen. A lot of people thought Owen might be in the starting lineup, but this was typical Teddy Sheringham, the great vision that he's got.
Well, it's a vision awareness, and he's back to goal, as we mentioned before. And good first touch, and it's a great hit. I think Trevor made the point, if the keeper was off his line,
he
then
did
it's
well,
in the
the
back
keeper
of the net.
there.
He did all right.
well.
Yeah. To all those people who say that Sheringham shouldn't be in the team, he's too slow, he hasn't had a good season, and he hasn't done this and that, that was a moment of class that personally I envy.
And he's linked well. You know, he's got his back to goal, and he's played people in, and you know, he's kept going. It's good.
Yeah. Now, we've got another Scholes chance here.
I'm not going to say a word. Leave Alan to deal with this in case I defend him.
Okay,
because it
Jim.
doesn't really
All right,
go.
Jim. You'll be
Well,
quiet for
Jimmy,
this
you
one.
know, it's in a award will be the first, but I think that was a more difficult chance than the first one.
Oh,
Yes, I did.
yeah.
You know, it comes
behind him,
It's
wasn't it,
just
Al?
behind him. You know, I think it's more difficult. I think he probably does well to get the shot in, and I definitely forgive him for that.
But it is encouraging from a tactical point of view that England's formation, with the two midfield players holding and him popping up, does seem to be getting some success against Tunisia. Only hope that when
Whether it will later on,
Is another
remains to
matter.
be seen. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, Jimmy says the fact that he's in there is encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen so many times when you play Shearer up and he's on and I'm Sheringham just off, you don't get people into the box. He's been in there 2, 3, 4 times.
Inson Batty, how do you think that's worked in the half?
I think it's worked great in the qualification. I think it's working all right today. I don't think it's ideal having 2 holding players in the team. But because, again, they've never let England down, Glenn Hoddle just sticks with them. I thought they're all right. I mean, Ince had a great run forward. Batty, tends to hold and plays it square. So what you've got to have is somebody getting there and supporting the front two, and you've got Scholes. So, as I say, the formation is flexible.
the great thing is that they didn't know their form until they played 45 minutes. At the moment, they've got a goal and a feeling that things are going well, having created a lot of chances. So the success and the feeling that we can beat teams is growing in them.
Yeah.
As long as nothing goes wrong in the second half, they couldn't have made a better start for 45 minutes.
Excellent. There was one other incident there, again involving Scholes, when we all thought, hey, it could be a penalty. We never quite saw the replay properly at the time, but maybe we'll see it properly now.
Again, getting forward, good position.
Wasn't he got the ball, didn't
I
he?
can't tell if he's made
still
contact
can't
or
tell
not.
from
You
that
can't tell
angle,
from
no.
that angle.
No.
Well, there we are, gentlemen. Thank you very much for the moment. Let's go down and hear what Gary and Chris have got to think about that first half.
Okay, thanks very much, Des. All very encouraging so far. We've played in one or two of these games, haven't we, Chris? And you get all the build-up, all the hype. By the time the tournament comes, you fancy yourselves to actually go out and win it and prove everybody that you're a great side. But the opening 20 minutes was like they always are, realism.
Yeah, it was after the event as such, but a little nerves. Took a while for England to settle, but apart from the one chance Tunisia had in the first 10 minutes, they've controlled and dominated the game.
It was just a a gradual build-up, really, wasn't it? And you could sense the goal coming. I think the whole stadium could, couldn't they? It was.
Yeah, I think after 30 minutes, England took control. There were a lot of corners, a lot of free kicks, a lot of crosses going in, and that's what the man Shearer lives on. And few fall into Paul's goals, who normally tucks them away as well.
Who's impressed you most in the England team in the first half?
Well, I think the back three haven't really been tested yet. I think the midfield have dominated, and I think it's the wing-backs, especially Graham Lasso, is getting down that flank ever so well and putting some great balls in.
Now, if we were looking at this as a neutral game, like one of the other games we've seen, we'd probably be saying that Tunisia aren't very good, wouldn't we?
No, they're not a test at all for England. The good thing is now England have scored, and now Tunisia have got to come out. It'll be interesting to see after what's a hot day. It'll be interesting to see after about 60-65 minutes if Tunisia look a bit fresh, make a couple of substitutions, and maybe give England a bit of a test. But at the minute, if England get the second goal in the first 10-15 minutes, I mean, it could end up 3 or 4.
Yeah, England are working hard, aren't they? And that extra space could create those chances. And Shearer looks sharp, and he looks hungry to score, as he always does.
Well, I think he wants to be top scorer like he used to be, and I'm sure there's a few more goals in this game. And this is a great opportunity for him to get his 2 and 3 goals, because, as you said, this is probably the weakest team in the group.
Okay, what do you make of Darren Anderton's performance? I mean, a lot of people say Beckham should be in there, but he's done okay, hasn't he?
He's done well. He's got a good balance. He's even got himself in the box and had a header himself. You know, we know Darren's got a good goal record for England, and his movement and the balance he's given with is very, very good.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, boys, thank you very much indeed. How do you think England have looked in comparison to some of the other, perhaps better teams that we've seen in this World Cup so far, Jim?
Well, maybe we're a bit biased in feeling it's more entertaining because there's the excitement of whether our team is doing well or not. But nevertheless, once the first 30 minutes have gone, the bit of sparkle that we saw then with 3 chances in 7 minutes, 3 good chances in 7 minutes, I will encourage them enormously. And then they were a different team from the one that had played the first 30 minutes. We were full of worry and trepidation, you know, are we going to be a good team or are we not? So, yeah, there's nothing to fear at the moment. They've played a competitive game, having to wait a long time, you know, before that happened.
It was a long wait, wasn't it? Almost
it was a
week.
long wait, and they're feeling they're in the competition. You know, we're in the ring, we're in the fight, and so far we're 1-0 up. If they can do two goals, 3 goals in the second half, then they can sleep calmly tonight, knowing that the group is not safe, but nevertheless they've taken the first very important step.
David, what would you say about England in comparison to the others? In comparison to the France performance, for example? I mean, the French did very well in their opening game, didn't they?
Yeah, because they scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
But I think as South Africa, they didn't play so well. But it's the first game, so I think we have to be positive. England is leading the game.
Yeah.
And at the end, if they win and they take the 3 points, it will be the most important because as Jim mentioned, it's a week now, the competition starts, so the players...
But what about the look of them in comparison to, you know, what France?
Good, a little bit quiet.
Italy?
I thought a little bit more of passion, you know. That's what we need to enjoy it more, like, you know, watching TV. But and I'm sure in the second half it will be like that.
Yeah, the way he says passion, you know, I'm sure some of the ladies watching at home will get quite the wrong meaning from that, but I know exactly what you mean.
What do you know about
He
passion?
says,
You know?
well, I know when he says it, it's quite enticing.
It reminds you, does it?
It reminds me of days gone by.
Long time ago.
Look ahead to the second half for us now, Alan. Much the same, England
I
will play
think
the same, no changes or anything?
No, not at all. Keep going with the same system, same formation. The first 20 minutes you couldn't fault them for effort and application, but the last 25 minutes they've passed it, they've moved it, they've got good chances, they've got the goal, the important goal. I think they can build from there. Shearer-Sheringham partnership, produce the goods again. Just continue the way you've been going.
Thank you very much indeed. So for the moment, all is well with the world, and we will go back and rejoin Trevor Brooking and Barry Davis for the second half.
Well, I should tell you that during the half-time interval, England had Gary Neville and Martin Keown warming up. On the suspicion that Graham Lasso had got a knock late in the half, but he's out on the bench, and England are unchanged at the start of the second period. The Tunisian team warmed up the player I thought would have been in the lineup at the start, Zubair Beya of Freiburg, twice Tunisian Footballer of the Year. But he rather fell out with the coach of this year's African Nations Cup. He substituted him in the first match when they lost to Ghana, and he he reacted somewhat, and they haven't got on that well since. But they did have him warming up, and it may be that he's going to be introduced. Looking down at the fourth official. Yes, Bayer